Hello and welcome to the episode 2 of Learn from Toppers Answers series. Today we are going to analyze answers by Ishita Kishore, AIR 1 UPSC 2022. She has scored the highest among the last 5 UPSC toppers in GS1 paper. She has scored 121 marks, exceptionally good 121 marks in GS1 paper. So let's see how she has approached her questions, which has fetched her so many marks. So let's get started. When you will analyze the answers by Ishita ma'am, you will see a common pattern, that is the use of flowcharts or mind maps, the use of boxes for highlighting the headings, and use of underlines for highlighting the important keywords. Like in this particular question, where the question was, the post-pandemic India is staring at the challenge of learning poverty, analyze its implication and discuss a way ahead. Let's see how she has answered this particular question. In the introduction itself, she has acknowledged the issue by writing that post-pandemic India is experiencing deep learning crisis due to back-to-back lockdowns. And here, she has not used the traditional paragraph format for writing introduction, but has introduced a mind map for highlighting the reasons for this particular learning crisis. So if she has written these particular reasons in plain lines, the evaluator may not focus on the or may skip the reason part. But when she has drawn this particular mind map, there is no chance of skipping. And the evaluator must note the reasons she has provided and can understand the depth of understanding she has for this particular issue. Now let's see how she has written the implications. As the question demanded two things from this particular answer, that is analyzing the implications and discussing a way ahead. So she has given a clear heading to implications and highlighted it or presented it in a box. So whenever she is writing anything in the box, it is the heading which is clear to the evaluator, and now he knows what he is going to read in this particular segment. From the very above, it is very clear. If in place of drawing a box, he had used a normal underline as she has used it here, so it will be very difficult for the evaluator to differentiate between the headings, and at one point of time everything will look like the same. But now this is not the case in this particular answer. Now she has used numbering. She has underlined the important keywords. She has used a subheading for each point. Even here also, when she is highlighting the impact on the productive engagement, she has used a mind map format. So you will see whenever she has to write anything like reasons, impacts, she is using mind maps, which is like very good tool to highlight things. Now again, as we have seen earlier, the use of box for the heading part. Now as the question demanded to write the way ahead, so she has used a box around way ahead. Now again, she has used pointers, numbers for this, underlined the important keywords and concluded. She has written a very minimalistic kind of conclusion. So it is also a thing which everyone should learn, that there is no need to write bulky introductions and conclusions. Now let's see another question, and this question was, what is soil amendment? Evaluate the benefits and concerns associated with it. So the question has three parts. It requires the defining soil amendment, then presenting the benefits and concerns associated with it. Okay, now let's see how she has dealt with this particular answer. As the question itself demanded a definition, so she has started with a definition. She has used again a mind map in the very beginning to highlight the kind of understanding or depth she has. Then use of headings through boxes, use of points, numbers and underlining things. Then in the concern part, she has used again the pointers, and in the conclusion part, she has used again, you see, the mind map kind of presentation, right? So here she had to present the 4 pillars of ZBNF. So for that she has used this particular mind map kind of presentation, so the evaluator can understand what she actually wanted to highlight. Okay. Even you will see, though the question was just 150 words and she has to write 3 different aspects of the particular topic, she has used examples. So use of example is really important. Okay. So by analyzing or decoding Ishita Kishore ma'am's answers for GS1, what we three important things we can learn. First, use of mind maps. Using mind maps is really important and it can give an edge to your answer. It will break the monotony of the answer for the evaluator and may fetch you better marks. Second, the use of different ways to highlight different kind of headings or the content, like use of boxes for highlighting headings, use of normal underline for highlighting important keywords. And the third most important thing, that is smaller is better. Writing smaller introductions and smaller conclusion gives you more room for body part, more room for writing or addressing the actual answer. Okay, so these are the 3 important things which you can learn from Ishita Kishore ma'am's answer for GS1, and you can also score these exceptionally good 121 marks in, or even more than that, in your UPSC mains. Okay, so keep watching for more such videos and learning important things, decoding answers of toppers and improving your answer writing skills.